This whole idea of talking about the endless wars and the endless foreign aid, it seems like nobody cares about the budget. You take money from poor people in this country and you end up giving it to rich people in poor countries. And they're used as weapons of war, so you accomplish nothing. The biggest threat to our national security is our financial condition.
All right, so are his views dangerous? Let's ask former speechwriter for President George W. Bush, Mark Thiessen. He joins us now from D.C. Hey, Mark.
Good morning. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, too. What do you think about his views on foreign policy? Dangerous?
Extremely dangerous. Look,
Why?
as you pointed out, the Des Moines Register poll says he's tied for first place. So Iowa Republicans are poised right now to make their standard bearer a man who opposed the killing of Osama bin Laden. Not only opposed the killing of Osama bin Laden, but his reason was, he said, that it violated international law. Since when do libertarians believe that international law can constrain us from protecting our country? Well, and not just bin Laden. He opposed the killing of Anwar al-Awlaki, the man who almost blew up a plane over Detroit 2 years ago on Christmas Day. He opposes the entire drone campaign that's killed 60 al-Qaeda leaders and set back the terrorist movement that has repeatedly tried to hit us. These are dangerous views.
Then why is he doing so well in these caucus polls in Iowa?
I think because people don't know the extent of the nuttiness of his foreign policy views. And this is a man who said in one of the presidential debates recently that actually on the 10th anniversary of September 11, 2001, he said that we had brought the attacks on ourselves because our policies had annoyed Osama bin Laden. This is a man who not only opposes military action in Iran to stop Iran from becoming a nuclear power, he opposes economic sanctions. He says that economic sanctions are an act of war. So in his view, these are his stated positions. Economic sanctions on Iran are an act of war, but the 9/11 attacks that brought down the Twin Towers and killed 3,000 people were just a crime.
All right,
this
Mark,
is nuts.
Mark, let's listen to what some of the other candidates are saying. They're attacking him for his foreign policy. Let's listen.
I think Ron Paul's views are totally outside the mainstream of virtually every decent American.
That Ron Paul would make a very dangerous president because of his foreign policy.
One of the people running for president thinks it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon. I don't.
A second term with Barack Obama, I'm not too sure will look that different than a Ron Paul administration when it comes to national security.
What's your reaction to that, Mark?
I think an Obama administration looks better than Ron Paul when it comes to national security.
Really?
Of course. I mean, at least Barack Obama thinks we should kill Osama bin Laden. I mean, this is a man who, he not only opposes military action in Iran, he opposes spying on Iran to find out whether they have nuclear weapons.
Is it interesting that he has these opinions about opposing going to war unless we have a clear mission? If you look on his website, he says avoid long, expensive land wars. He wants a clear mission. He goes on to say send military into war with a clear mission. So that is his common theme on his website. But yet he was an Air Force veteran. He was an officer and a doctor, a medical doctor. He got his training in the military.
Well, I think all the Republican candidates say we should only go to war when we have a clear mission. But look, killing Osama bin Laden was a pretty clear mission and a successful mission. He thinks that was wrong. He thinks it's a violation of international law. He's supposed to be a libertarian. Since when do libertarians believe that international law can constrain us? He opposes spying on Iran. He said when that drone was shot down, he said, why are we flying drones over Iran? Well, maybe because we want to know what the state of their nuclear program is. These are not conservative positions. They're not libertarian positions. They're nutty positions.
What about his latest comments about Iran with the nuclear weapons?
Yeah, well, he's perfectly fine with Iran having a nuclear weapon. That's absolutely crazy. He says it's not a threat to the United States. It would be a huge threat to the United States. But, I mean, it's not only that he doesn't want to do anything about it. We shouldn't even spy on them. He wants to find out when the mullahs test a nuclear weapon. That's when we should find out if they're pursuing a nuclear weapon.
All right, thanks so much, Mark. Nice to talk to you this morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too.
Thank you. One county in Illinois is letting illegal immigrants who have committed crimes out of jail. In 10